We all hit moments where the life we've built stops fitting. Your old routines feel restrictive, the societal expectations suddenly seem hollow, but you haven't yet constructed a way forward. You are standing at the edge of a massive psychological chasm. Behind you is the past. In front is a wide, intimidating drop into the unknown. The immediate impulse is to just leap, to throw away the old life and jump toward whatever comes next. But crossing this kind of distance without a structural plan usually leads to a messy, chaotic fall. Because to cross safely, you have to look down. You have to face the incredibly dense, overwhelming forces waiting at the bottom of the gap. That feeling of being stuck in a transition isn't a failure of momentum. It is a necessary phase of surveying the landscape before you take the next step. Look down into that chasm, and you'll find a roaring waterfall. This represents the raw, overwhelming force of your deep, unedited subconscious desires. This brings us to the archetype of the Knight of Cups. Looking at this aquatic knight raising his cup amidst the current, we see total emotional attunement. It's the intoxicating temptation to act purely on high vibrations and follow your heart, completely ignoring logic. And the reward for diving in looks incredibly appealing. This imagery captures the Nine of Cups state, a muscular figure surrounded by open treasure chests, representing ultimate self-fulfillment, material abundance, and deep inner happiness. But a waterfall is still a sheer, destructive force. If you try to navigate those intense currents using only your feelings, the water will pull you under. Raw emotion and high vibrations are excellent fuel, but cannot secure lasting fulfillment on their own. We have to build a rigorous structural framework to harness that intuition safely. To cross over the chaos, you need an internal architect, someone to design and construct a stable bridge. This requires summoning the energy of the King of Swords. This archetype operates with mental clarity, disciplined authority, and a sense of quiet power. Constructing this psychological bridge means consciously choosing objective reality. You have to prioritize hard logic over the immediate pull of whatever you are feeling in the moment. This animated schematic shows how that logic is applied. The rigid, load-bearing trusses form strict personal boundaries over the fluid background. It demands the discipline to tie off loose ends and secure your foundation. Setting those boundaries creates friction. Enforcing strict structural rules on your own life requires exhausting mental labor and forces you to confront highly uncomfortable situations. But exercising intellectual authority doesn't defeat or dry up your emotions. It simply builds the safe, necessary conduit to cross directly over them. Eventually, you hit the midpoint of the transition. You are exhausted. The bridge is only half built, and the other side is still completely out of reach. This is where you enter the phase of the hanged man. Notice the green feathered figure hanging upside down from the unfinished ropes. This represents the conscious, counterintuitive choice to stop working and fully surrender to the suspension. Hanging there isn't a punishment for a lack of progress. It is a strategic pause designed specifically to force you to view the world from a completely different angle. You are suspended in the exact space between the rigid logic of the wooden bridge and the roaring emotion of the waterfall below. Existing in that gap requires you to release the need for total control. True insight and structural problem-solving rarely happen while you are frantically tying knots. They arrive the moment you stop forcing outcomes and allow new perspectives to emerge from the pause. That pause creates a synthesis. The mental structure you built with the King of Swords provides the Ba, or body. The surrender of the hanged man allows the Ka, or spirit, to expand. When the Mer, or light of insight, finally hits, the bridge is no longer just wood and rope. It becomes a complete spiritual vehicle. This is the Mer-Ka-Ba Activation. As the star tetrahedron spins at great speed, it generates a sphere of unbreakable light, signifying that the logic of your mind and the depth of your soul have finally reached total alignment. Walking the path of light means finding a brilliant, functional harmony within the human experience. Spiritual expansion is most effective when it is anchored into the structural reality of your daily life. The finished bridge acts as a permanent, high vibrational boundary. It protects your internal peace from the noise of the world, while remaining open enough to receive the specific guidance and information you need to grow. When the King of Swords logic supports the Knight of Cups heart, the result is the emotional and material plenty seen in the Nine of Cups. You arrive at a state of total contentment, having made the right emotional decisions through the lens of superior knowledge. So the next time you feel stuck in a major life transition, reframe the sensation. You aren't trapped in an endless void. You are in the active architectural phase of building a bridge over your own emotional depths.